Any seat that works for you this morning and allows you to sit up tall through your spine and feel released through the hips. Let your arms relax, palms resting in your lap. And close your eyes. And just take a moment here to let the movement in the eyes settle. Feel the muscles in the face relax and the lower jaw release. And take a moment to scan through your entire body, going from head to toe, just building physical awareness. Noticing if any part of the body feels tense or held right now. Or if there are certain areas that you need to pay attention to in our posture practice today. And start to notice the movement of your own breath. The sound and the sensation of the air as you breathe in and out the nose. And start to consciously slow down the speed of your breath. And inhale from a deeper place in the body, below the belly button. And let that fill all the way to the top of the lungs. And the next time that you breathe in, you can float the eyes open and raise your arms up over your head, joining the palms together, looking up as you actively reach all the way through the spine. The next time you exhale, put your left hand down and lean over to the left, deep side bend. Good. Inhale, reach up again through both arms. Exhale, right hand down and lean over. Good. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, twist. Turn to your left, wrapping the left arm behind the back and the right hand over to the knee. Press against the knee to help you rotate up your spine, and you can turn your head to look over the back shoulder. Good. Exhale, release, and face forward. Inhale, reach up one more time, lengthen the spine. Exhale, twist to the right, wrapping the right arm behind your low back, pressing against the knee with the left hand. Good, and exhale, unwind. Good, let's come out of our seat and into table pose. You can put aside any support you may have been using. And from table, take a few spinal waves. Inhale, lift the tailbone, chest, and chin. Exhale, tuck the tail and chin as you round the spine. A couple of times in each direction. Feel free to add other directions of movement if that feels good. So really get into your whole backside, And then return to a neutral table pose. Extend your arms forward and press the chest and armpits down toward the floor for half down dog. Deeply extending the shoulders and the upper back. And then lift your head up a little bit. We're going to take a modified threading the needle. Thread your left arm underneath the right. Bring the shoulder and the side of the head to the floor. Right arm is still reaching forward, pushing against the mat. Lean back a little bit. Just feel the left shoulder blade spread away from the spine. Good, release and re-extend your left arm. And then thread your right arm underneath the left. Keep pushing against the left palm and just lean back a little bit, stretching that shoulder blade away from the spine. Good, and then release, re-extending. And then lift back up to table. Good. Step your right foot in between your hands for a low lunge. Walk your left knee a little farther back and get down nice and low in the hips. On an inhalation, rise up to crescent lunge, lifting through the spine, the ribs, and the arms. Good, spinal twist, left palm down, right arm stays up as you rotate. And then optional half bind, wrap the right arm around your back, gliding that shoulder blade back as you turn the chest up. Good, let's reach up again with that arm. And then exhale the right hand to the floor. Run or stretch, send your hips back and extend the right leg. And feel free to use blocks if the hamstrings are a little tight or if your back is really rounded here. Press the heel against the floor and point the toes up toward the ceiling. Good, exhale, come forward to your lunge. Lift the back knee up off of the mat and step to plank pose. Bring the feet and legs together. Squeeze the inner thighs, engage through your lower abdominals, and push strongly against your mat. Five more breaths. The next time you exhale, slowly lower through chaturanga to the ground. Point your toes and inhale to lower high cobra. Exhale and let it go. Twice more. Inhale to roll up. Exhale to release. And again, inhale and exhale. Good, press back up to table and step your left foot in between the hands. Low lunge. Slide the right knee back, settle down into the hips. And then inhale, rise up, crescent lunge, lifting through the rib cage, gently arching back. Good, spinal twist, exhale, right hand down. Rotate from the navel as you reach up with the left arm. Optional half bind, rotating the left arm and wrapping it around the back. Turning the chest up as you glide the shoulder blade back. Good, reach up with that arm again and then take the hand to the floor and send the hips back. Runner stretch. Walk your hands or blocks back as you straighten the left leg and point the toes up. Good, nice and long through the hamstrings and spine. And exhale, return to your lunge. Lift the back knee up and plant your palms, stepping back to plank pose. Good, shoulders in line over the palms. Let's lift the right toes 2 inches off the floor. Re-lunge plank. And switch. Left toes lift. The rest of the body is in one long line. Good, and release. Let's lift back, down dog. Separate the feet a few inches apart. Spread the fingers widely and let go of the neck. Nice deep breath here. And if it feels good, pedal the legs a few times, bending one knee as you reach the other heel down. Just back and forth, letting the hips rock a little side to side. Good, look forward and inhale. Exhale, step to the top of the mat. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward bend. Stay here. If you like, you can wrap the forearms around the calves, pulling the back of the ankles. And try and bring the weight of the pose into the balls of the feet, lifting up more through the hip joints as you lengthen down through the spine. And when you're ready to come up, let's open the arms, come all the way to stand and reach over your head. And exhale, release. Now let's take a few rounds of sun salutations. Starting mountain pose at the top of your mat. Inhale to begin, reaching up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, plank. Inhale here. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog or stick with cobra. Exhale, make your way to down dog. Take your time and then settle into your breath. On an inhalation, look forward. Exhale, feet to your hands. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale, reach overhead. Exhale, release. Second round. Inhale, begin. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, plank. Inhale here. Exhale, descend. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, down dog. Find one point to focus on. Maintain that concentration. And look forward. Inhale. Exhale, feet to the hands. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale, rise up, reach overhead. Exhale, release. Once more, inhale. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, plank. Deep breath in. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, down dog. Spread the fingers widely, really press back, getting the pose out of the wrists. and look forward. Inhale, exhale, step to the front. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, release. Let's take one round of Sun Series B. Stand with the feet together. Starting with chair pose. Inhale, sit back. Exhale, dive forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, plank. Inhale deeply. Exhale, slowly lower. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, down dog. Raise your right leg. Inhale. Exhale, step the foot through, back heel down. Come on to warrior one. Stay here and breathe. The next time you exhale, hands down, step back to plank. Inhale, exhale, slowly lower. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, down dog. Raise your left leg. Inhale, exhale, step the foot through, back heel down. Inhale, warrior one. The next time you exhale, hands down. Inhale, plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, down dog. Good, release the back of the neck. 5 more breaths. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, feet to your hands. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Bring the feet together, bend your knees. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, stand and release. Good, just stand in mountain pose for a few breaths. Feel your spine lengthen as you draw the arms and shoulder blades down. And try and slow down your breath. Good, all right. So our next posture you might want blocks for if the hamstrings are a little tight. So we're gonna take a variation of a forward bend and work on raising one leg out to the side. So I'll show this from the front if you're not familiar with this pose. We're gonna start in the flat back position, right? And so if it's not possible for you to keep your spine straight with your fingertips on the floor, then you're gonna wanna use blocks. And then for the next stage of the pose, you have 2 options. You're either going to use a toe lock, or if that doesn't work, you're just going to use the strength of your hip to raise the leg. All right, so I'm going to keep my right hand on the floor or the blocks. My left hand is going to grab the left big toe. So index and middle finger, toe lock. And then start to slowly squeeze your outer hips and reach your left leg out to the side. Right, but I'm still trying to maintain the flat back position, sending the sternum forward. Right, and again, if the toe lock doesn't work for you, have both hands down and just try and raise your leg as much as you can without that grip. Good, slowly release. Bend both knees slightly and just fold forward, letting go of the shoulders, head and neck. Good, let's return to the flat back position, fingertips on the floor or on your blocks. The left hand's gonna stay there, grab the right big toe if you can, and then slowly contract your outer hips, reach that leg out to the side as high as you can. Good, release, to the floor. Bend your knees slightly and just hang over the legs. Nice work. If you use blocks, maybe move them out to the sides off of your mat. Plant your palms and walk back to downward facing dog. Good. From this down dog, come forward to plank pose. And we're going to bring the right knee up to the right armpit or tricep. Good. Step it back. Left knee to the left armpit or tricep. And step it back. Do that a few more times on your own. Contracting through the waist and trying to keep that knee as high as you can. Once more for each side. And then lift it back to downward facing dog. Good, let your head and neck drop. And then bring the knees to the floor. Good, flip your hands so that the back of the hand is on the mat, fingers point toward your knees. And just slowly sit back, stretching the front of the wrists. If this is too intense, take your hands closer to the knees. Good, let's return to down dog. We're going to take one more variation of that movement. So come back to plank pose. And now try and bring your right knee over to your left tricep. And then step it back. Left knee crosses to the right tricep. And step it back. So a few more times on your own for each side. Trying to maintain plank in the rest of your body as you just move each leg. Good. One more for each side. And then again, lift back, down dog, let go of the head and neck. And then bring the knees to the floor. This time take child's pose and let your arms wrap around the legs, letting the hands rest by the feet. Feel your shoulder blades separate and melt apart. Good. Lift yourself up to sit back on the heels for a moment. Hang your arms in front of you and take one hand to the back of the other and just gently press the fingers toward your forearm. Again, stretching the front of the wrist. Good. Other side, let the hands dangle down. Take your other hand to the back of your palm and press the fingers toward the forearm. Good. Let's rotate the wrists a few times. Just let that release. Good. And then come back to downward facing dog. From this down dog, raise your right leg up into the air. Look forward and step that foot in between the hands. Let's ground the back heel and come up to warrior two. Right arm forward, left arm back. Getting nice and low in that front leg. And reverse the arms, left arm down, right arm up, and then start to lean back, side bend, reaching the right arm over the face. Stay low in that front knee. Good, inhale back to warrior two. Exhale, hands to the mat. Lift your back heel up and step to down dog. Other side, raise the left leg. Exhale, step the foot in between the hands, back heel down, warrior two. Good, feel tall through your spine, actively reaching the arms apart. Good, reversing the arms, right arm down, left arm up, and then side bend as you lean back, Reaching the left arm over the face. Good, keep that bend in the front knee. Good, take it back, warrior two. Cartwheel the hands to the floor and step back to downward facing dog. Release through your head and neck. And look forward, inhale, exhale, feet to the front. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Let's stay here. Again, you can wrap the forearms behind the calves and hold the back of your ankles. Just bringing the upper body close to the legs as you lengthen down the spine. Then let go of the back of the legs. Let the arms just hang down. Bend the knees a little bit and slowly curl up through ragdoll all the way upright to stand. Once you're standing, roll the shoulders back and let the arms come down by your sides, standing in mountain pose. You can close your eyes if you like. Notice how you feel in your body. Feel your breath. Good, all right. So for our next posture, you're probably going to need a strap if the hamstrings are a little tight. We're going to take our big toe pose, Padangusthasana. This is a balance, so if you want to be closer to a wall, if you need to be able to touch that, you can go ahead and move off your mat. So let's stand on the left leg first. Bring your right knee up toward you, place the foot in the strap, or if you're doing the big toe version, grab the big toe with your index and middle finger. Good, hold the strap inside the leg with a really tight grip. Bring your left hand to the waist, just as a reminder to stay engaged through your lower back and your core. Good, stand really tall. Whenever you're ready, press the foot against the strap or against your big toe lock and straighten the leg. And if it resists, just let your hand slide on the strap a little. Give yourself a bit more length. Good, keep lifting up through the chest, feeling mountain pose in the rest of your posture. And then squeeze your outer hips. Let's open this leg out to the side. Take your time. If you can, reach your left arm out to the side. Beautiful, take it forward. Switch hands, left hand is going to grip the strap or the outside of the foot. Twist as you rotate and reach your right arm behind you. Good, face forward, bend the knee, remove the strap or let go of your toe lock. Good, nice, shake it out a little bit, release that hip. A lot of work in the standing leg. All right, standing on the right leg. Bring your left knee up, either take your toe lock or use your strap. If you've got the strap, arm is inside the leg, straight and a really tight grip. Good, stand tall. Feel mountain pose. And whenever you're ready, press that foot against your toe lock or your strap. Good, keep lifting up through the chest. Low back is engaged. Good, breathing deeply. Let's open the leg out to the side. Take your time. Really contract the outer hips. And float the right arm out to the side to counter that leg. Good, take it forward nice and slowly. Change hands. Right hand on the strap or the outside of the foot. Spinal twist. Rotate and reach your left arm back. Good, face forward and release. Great work, everybody. It's a super tough sequence. You can put that strap down if you took it. And then we're gonna take a wide-legged forward bend. So separate your feet about as wide as a warrior pose. Turn your heels out a little bit. Let's bring the hands to the waist. Take a deep breath in and squeeze your shoulder blades back. Exhale, hips back as you fold forward. Good, take the hands to the floor or to blocks in between your feet. And just see if you can feel the hips move forward in space so the balls of the feet are actively pressing against the floor. Keep squeezing the upper thighs. We'll take 5 more breaths. Good, inhale, lift your head and chest. Walk your hands forward so you're in a flat back position. So if you took class last week, we did this motion. We're gonna be shifting side to side so that we end up in a half squat. So I'll demonstrate if you're not familiar. Now walk over to the right, bend my right knee, drop down, and straighten the left leg out to the side. And then lift up, shift over, bend into the left knee, right leg straightens. So just try and find a fluid motion back and forth, side to side. And it's not so important to me that your heel can stay on the ground when you're in the squat on that side. So if you need to lift the heel up, that's totally fine. We're just trying to stay low in the hip and really extend the straight leg. Let's go once more to each side. Good, and then find your way back to that flat back in the wide-legged stance. Good, look over toward the front of your mat, point whichever foot that is forward, walk your hands there, and step back to downward facing dog. Good, let your head and neck drop, and see if you can get a little more extension in the legs. Now we've really deeply stretched the hamstrings this morning. See how it feels to reach back through the heels as you lift up through the hip joints. Good, and then bring the knees to the floor. Let's take child's pose. This time wide knees, sitting back, letting your upper body come forward and relax the shoulders. Close the eyes here for at least 5 breaths. Letting go of any holding in the neck or upper back. Good, all right, let's lift up to table pose. So we're gonna work on a balance in table and a couple of variations that are gonna feel very similar to dancer pose. All right, and you can go as far along in this sequence as is comfortable for you. So we're gonna start with our balance. Reach your right leg back and your left arm forward. Everybody should be familiar with this one. Strong energy as you really push down against your right hand and reach these limbs as far apart as possible. And then first variation, bend your back knee, reach your front arm around and try and take the front of the ankle or the top of the foot. And then notice if there's a loss of support in the lower back. If so, tuck your navel in a little bit more, keep that length, so quad stretch. And then last variation is like dancer pose. Press the foot up toward the ceiling and lift your chest forward and up, looking ahead. Good. If you're here, slowly reverse the steps. Reach back out through both limbs and release. flip the right hand so you're on the back of the hand and just lean back a little bit in the hips, stretching your wrist. Good, other side. So again, you can go as far along in this as you're comfortable with. Left leg extends, right arm extends, finding balance here. Really push against the left palm. Bend your back knee, reach your front arm and take the top of the foot or the front of your ankle and just try and engage your low back a little bit so you don't sink too deeply there. Quad stretch. And then last option, press the foot up toward the ceiling as you lift the chest and look forward. Good, reverse the steps if you went there. And release. Nice work, everybody. Flip your left hand and sit back toward the hips a little bit. Good, all right, let's bring the forearms and elbows on the ground. We're gonna come into dolphin pose to start the process of lengthening the lower back. So you can clasp your fingers if you like, or take your palms flat on the mat with the forearms parallel, whichever version you prefer. In either situation, glide your shoulder blades back away from your ears, and then tuck your toes, send the hips back and up like in down dog. Good, really push against the elbows and the hands, pressing back. We'll try and hold about 10 breaths, but if you need a break, you can just touch the knees down and return whenever you're ready. If you haven't yet come out, bring the knees to the floor. You can either rest here or sit back fully in child's pose. And we'll take that just one more time. So set up your forearms and elbows on the mat, palms either flat or clasping your fingers together. Glide your shoulder blades back and press the hips back and up, finding dolphin. And if you like, you can work on leg raises, reaching one leg up into the air for a three-limb dolphin. And then the other. If you're someone who has a steady, secure forearm balance, you can give that an attempt. A few more breaths in dolphin. And then release, knees to the floor. For the last time in child's pose, sit back and we'll wrap the arms around the legs again. Feel your shoulder blades melt apart and sink down. Good. All right, let's come on and have a seat. And you may end up needing a strap for this pose. So we're going to work on Gormukhasana, cow-facing posture. I'm going to give you two options for the legs. If your knees don't feel comfortable in the traditional version, which is crossing one thigh tightly over the other and then sitting down so that the knees are stacked like this, you can just take a simple cross-legged seat, okay? This can be pretty intense in the hips and the knees. So If you are comfortable, I've got my left leg crossed over first, whichever one you have is fine. Just kind of adjust a little bit, kind of shimmying side to side to get the tightest cross of the legs that you can get, and try and sit evenly through both hip joints. And I usually scoot my bottom foot forward a little so the heels are in line with each other. Okay, let's just sit tall here, feeling your spine lengthen, and trying to feel yourself really settle into the hip joints so that you're not yet leaning forward. Good, and then for the shoulders, again, you might need a strap, you might not. Let's raise the right arm up and bend the elbow. And then use your other hand to just help glide this elbow and tricep farther back. And if you're using a strap, it should be hanging down already behind you in that right hand. Good, reach your left arm out to the side, rotate the thumb down, and then wrap it around the back, and try and clasp the fingers together, or grab the strap. Good, deep breath. Each time you inhale, feel yourself expand into the hands behind you. Right, this is already maybe intense. If you're feeling it quite a lot in the shoulder and rotator cuff, you're just going to stay upright. Right? If you're really comfortable here, the last variation of the pose is to fold forward, bringing the upper body to rest on the top thigh, tucking the chin to the chest. If you folded, engage your core and slowly lift yourself up away from the top leg, and then we'll all release the arm position. Good, just nice and slowly let the arms relax down again. Maybe roll the shoulders a few times. Good, all right, let's switch the legs. If you're sitting cross-legged, just change which ankle is in front. If you've got the thighs crossed like this, lean back and then just do a quick little switch. Right, and then let the legs come forward and I kind of shimmy that bottom foot out. Maybe wiggle a little side to side to get a tighter cross of the thighs so the knees are stacked. And then I know I need a strap for my other arm because my rotator cuff's a little tight. So we're going to raise the left arm up, bend at the elbow, and use your right hand to help guide that shoulder blade down and back. And then right arm's going to reach out to the side, rotate the thumb down and wrap it behind you, either finding the strap or crawling up to clasp the fingertips. Good, sit up nice and tall. Feel the weight evenly through both hip joints. Good, and you can stay upright if this is already pretty intense, or fold forward, leaning the upper body toward the top leg, tucking the chin. And if you're in the fold, lift yourself upright. And let's release the arms. You can put the strap down if you were using it. Just let the arms relax and do a few rolls of the shoulders. Good, all right, let's lean back, uncross the legs. Just extend them out in front of you. You can put the hands behind the back. Just shake the legs out a little bit on the floor. Let go of some of that intensity from the hips and the inner thighs. Good, and then let's take seated bound angle pose. You can certainly elevate your hips if you like. We'll take the soles of the feet together, open your knees out to the side and hold the feet or ankles. Start by sitting up nice and tall. So lift through the spine. your outer hips and see if that helps you open the knees a bit more. And then tuck the chin to the chest. We're gonna exhale, lean forward, gradually coming down. And you can gently nudge the thighs apart with your elbows if they reach that point. And when you're ready to come up, inhale and lift. Good, let's close the knees. You can keep your right knee here, straighten your left leg in front of you, and just hug the right shin toward the upper body as you sit tall. You're gonna prepare for a twist. Hold the knee with your left hand and rotate as you reach your right arm back, and then put the fingertips behind you. You can turn your head as well, look over your right shoulder. Take 5 more breaths. And on exhalation, release. Good. Switch sides, straighten your right leg. Bend your left knee in toward you, foot on the floor. Hug the shin and sit up really tall. And then hold the knee with the right hand as you twist. Opening the left arm behind you and then putting it down. Turn your head as well, rotating through the neck. And the next time you exhale, unwind. Good. Release that leg. Slide down off of the support if you were sitting up. And we're going to come down onto the back. And once you are down on your back, you can bend your knees, plant your feet about hip width apart, and cross the right ankle to the left thigh for reclined pigeon. And then if you like, bring the legs in, reach through the space and hold the back of the left hamstring. Good, a little rocking side to side if you like. And then totally optional, if you want to take the baby cradle version of this pose, you're going to keep the cross leg toward you by wrapping your arms around it and slide your left leg down on the mat. Good, and if you can bring the foot into the bend of your left elbow. You may have to lift your head and shoulders up off the mat a little bit, hugging that right leg close. Whichever version of the pigeon you're in, gradually let it go and release the right leg to the floor. Good, switching, bend both knees again, cross your left ankle to the right thigh, and then bring the legs in, reach through the space to hold the back of your right leg, and maybe do a little rocking side to side. And again, you're more than welcome to stay here if this is already intense, or take your left leg into that baby cradle. So lift up, bring the foot into the elbow, straighten the right leg on the mat, and wrap the other arm around the outer knee and thigh. Good. Wherever you are in this pigeon pose, gradually let it go. Good. Release that left leg down onto the mat. Shake out the knees and thighs against the mat a few times. Just let go of that energy in the legs. And then let your legs settle. Let your arms release down by your sides. And get comfortable for corpse pose, Shavasana. Make any adjustments to your body that you need to be more comfortable, or certainly if you want to support the pose, grab whatever props you like to use. And then eventually close your eyes. Start to feel all the muscles in the face soften. And take a deep breath in through the nose and out the mouth. Feel your lower jaw, your throat, and your tongue relax. And let your whole body melt into the floor. Feeling heavy through the shoulders and the hips. Just enjoy these few minutes of deep rest. Slowly bring your attention back to the surface and lengthen your breath. And in your own time, begin to move a little bit through the fingers and the toes, gently waking up your body. And take any other movement that would feel good to you right now. And then eventually turn over to one side, curling up into a fetal pose. Pause there briefly to notice how you feel right now. And then eventually come back to any comfortable seat with your eyes still closed. Keeping your focus inward. Once you are upright, find that deeper, more active breath as you lift upward through your spine, bring some alert energy back to your body. And you can join the palms together in front of the heart. We'll end our practice chanting Om one time. Take a deep breath in. Exhale and gently bow your head, acknowledging yourself for making time and space to practice and expressing gratitude to your own body. And thank you all so much for joining me this morning. It's so great to see you. I hope that you enjoyed this class. Thank you.